Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Hari Om. Little mental yoga. Namaste. Where were we? Let's gyrate the spine. My God. Okay, let's try the other way. Inhale forward. Exhale side and back and side. Inhale. Repeat the other way. X. In. X. 3. 2. 1. Flex the toe, have a seat. Inhale, hold and lock it in. Exhale, press it out. 1. 2. 3. Cross the toe again. Squeeze the heels in, lock the seat a little. Hand above the knee on the thigh. We know what to do. Exhale, squeeze inside and flex up. Early wave. Inhale, pelvis forward. The neutral pelvis drop back. Little different than the first. X-flex. Pelvis goes forward, stays there. Inhale, pull chest up, shoulder blades together. Slight drop. Good. Pelvis very forward. Exhale. Inhale. Great. Let's flex the toe, catch the heel or the pelvis, and circle the arm. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. In. X. Let's take a break. Check the back. Check the front. Long back, strong front. And try the other side. Inhale on the pelvis or the heels. 1. 2. All right. 3. Take it down. Real strong on the core. We'll take it down and check in real slow. Come into prayer, Malasana, prep for the crow option. We'll stretch on the lumbar, a little strength on the shoulder. And stand down. Walk it out. Get good. Hold one side. Open the Scorpio. Take the swan. Get long. Fingers stands wide, drop and roll. Another wave. 1. 2. 3. Drop down, take a twist towards the front leg. Choose your variation that you like. 1. 2. 3. Kick back, Vinyasa, dog wave to the second side. Inhale. Exhale, drop. Inhale, press. Exhale, back. Walk it out. Find the opposite heel when you feel good. Lock it down. And open it up. And sweep it in, swan. Take it long. Good. Wide figure stance waves. Let's give it a go. Thumbs to the middle. 1, 2, 3. Drop it down. Release the back. Open the hip. Side to side pelvis. Twist to the front leg side. Take your variation that you like. 1, 2, 3. Set up your kick back when you're ready. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, drop. Inhale, press up. Exhale, press back. Picking up where we left off, we're going to drop down to the floor and take a little skydiver. Get that back warm. Shoulders, torso side to side. If you can, hold the floor okay. Press up a little, thighs on the floor, pelvis very far back, not like up dog, way back like a cobra. Roll over onto the ribs, lift the pelvis. Tough stuff. Don't look sideways like me, look forward. Push back a little. Inhale, exhale. The early cobra roll into the inhale, upward dog. Nicely done. Exhale, pull back and rest, please. And if it feels good, you can stand down as you like. 1, 2, 3. Drop back to the floor for skydiver, a little renaming of the cobra preparation. Little cobra snake. Cobra is the goddess in the ancient India and other cultures. Inhale, push up, pelvis very far back, thighs on the floor, very different than up dog. Drop and roll, slide over the knees to the fronts of the feet, lift the pelvis high as you can. Little side to side is nice for the lumbar. Facing forward. Inhale, push back, that's the hard part. Exhale, wave in. Flexing to the tiger body. Drop the pelvis, inhale, up dog. Exhale, pull back and rest, please. Prepare for the final set. The introduction to the evolution or the history, the present day of wave in my experience. Stand down if you like to downward dog. For 1, it feels so good. 2, get those shoulders right. That long tail. 3. 1 more time, drop down to the floor, rest. Rest on the floor. Then, when you're ready, gently make sure your lumbar is okay by shifting your thighs side to side. Inhale, push up to extended cobra. Slide on the fronts of the feet if you can. Lift the pelvis, rest on the front ribs. Exhale. Inhale, press back. It's tough on the wrist, but it's so good training. Hug in, always, right? Drop. And squeeze inner thigh, weight on the inner knee bones, patella, inner patella. Drop the pelvis. Inhale, upward dog. That's old school cobra to the up dog. Very good, actually. Nothing wrong with that. And pull back and rest, please. Make sure you're okay. Spread your fingers, hug your elbows, rotate your shoulders out, drop your shoulder blades. So when you do take downward dog, from your 1, hug, 2, drop, 3, flex, strong front, long back. Nice dog. Downward dog, 1, 2, 3, little bonded there. Okay, the next level is how I will set up the wave. We'll pull back with the toes flexed. And as always, I apologize if this is a lot of review for you, but this is how I break down the teacher's training module in a workshop platform, a standalone training. So we just hug in, spread the fingers, let the index, let the hands go where they want, with the fingers spread. Drop the shoulder blades down into the ribs. Flex strong. Relax the toes. Drop the pelvis as we inhale. Lift the chest. Very similar to Cobra, but a little different, a little softer. Then kneeling down, dropping the head. Next exhale, squeeze the front ribs. Flex the upper spine between the shoulder blades. Flex the toes. Inhale, long tail, seat bones way back towards the heels. Good job. Stand down. 1, 2, 3. Kneel down again, please. At any time, if your wrists feel compromised or maxed, drop to your elbows, spread your fingers, turn onto the backs of your hands, straighten your arms, and sit back. And shift slightly forward, feel the pressure on the wrist, back off, feel it out, and flex up. The weight here, enjoy it, or stand down if you're looking for more, for any reason. 3, 2, 1. Working the forearm tension out. I beg your pardon, working primarily the wrist joint therapy. Then we roll it out and grip the floor. We roll it out, release the wrist and grip the floor. Hug in. Wrist shoulder distance or as you like. Drop the shoulder blades down and flex up. Gripping the earth. The thumb hugs the arm from the grip. Right? Wait here. Play with it. Find the feeling. If that's enough, that's fine. Or pull back a little or stand down for either way for 3, 2, 1. Then kneel down, palms down. Good job. Rest. Nicely done. 2 more of the basic wave and additional reminder information from downward dog. You pay attention to the position of your shoulders from your wrists, and you just kneel down right there without moving forward. You have a good position for the first wave prep. So take your downward dog that you like. Don't move very far forward. Push back as you kneel down. There you go. That's training unto itself for the shoulders. Tension. And then next exhale, squeeze the inner thigh from kneeling position to flex the lower spine. Different than the upper spine. Then drop the pelvis. Inhale. Take the up type of cobra or dog that you like. Then kneel down. Drop your head, chin to your chest. Take a breath. Your next inhale, squeeze your front ribs and try to flex. Isolate the feeling of flexing your upper spine. And squeezing your front ribs. A little different. And flex your toes if you like, more feeling, more control. And inhale, lengthen out. And back. And possibly stand down, dog. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. We know how to do it now. So from down dog, we're hugging the elbows in like a fire dog, burning the arms a little, bend the elbows, hug in a little, burning, training, strengthening, and from this down dog type position, kneel down like a kneeling dog, right? But you're not sitting on your heels, right? But you're not planking, in between, right? Then exhale, squeeze your inner thigh and flex your lower spine as much as you can. Drop the pelvis. Inhale, push up. Good. Kneel down. Drop your head. Exhale, squeeze your front rib. Try to flex your upper spine. Beautiful. Looks the same on paper, but it's a different area. Inhale, take it back to downward dog. It feels a little weird when you don't flex your toes. You're going really far back and there's no breaks. That's why I usually flex the toes. So when we inhale back, seat goes nice to the heel and we're ready to stand down. More control, more feeling, more activation of inner line of leg from base of large toe, inner heel, inner arch of foot, up through inner line of leg, right to the pelvic floor. And downward dog. 1, 2, pardon. 3, wonderful. Then we kneel back down. The next level is the standing version. If I'm going too fast, let me know. Just give me a flag, raise your hand. Before we go to the next standing version, I'm going to check my wrist. So I'm going to drop my elbows down. It's tough stuff. So we take care of ourselves. Spread the fingers, turn the palms up, straighten the arms onto the backs of the wrists. Feel your limit. Completely spreading out. Right? My fingers, thumbs especially. I'm feeling it out. Hugging in, dropping shoulder. We know what to do. Flex it up. Long shoulder, wide blade, strong front core, long lower back, spine. Good. Pull it back a little. Find some feeling. Yeah. Work it. Work it. Wait here or stand down. Stand down is extreme. Most people this is a lot. It's all good. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. Kneel down. Release one wrist a little undulation. There's another wave. Grip the earth. Try the other wrist a little. Grip the earth. Hug in. Drop the shoulder. Flex up. Going good. Same stuff. Pull back. I'm pretty wide. I'm wider than my shoulders. I acknowledge that. My shoulders feel a little tight. Do what you need to do to drop your shoulders. Feel good in your ribs. And wait here or stand down for 3, 2, 1. Such a juice. So much juice there. Such a grip. Such a hug. Such a rib. Such a side body. And then kneel down, palms down, rest. Good job. If you're okay, I'm going to move on. The next one is from downward dog. From downward dog, we lift the heel, we bend the knees together, part of my backside, but the knees do come together when we lift the heel. And we pulse a couple of times to try to feel the muscles between the sit bones. Heels slightly lifted again, knees together, thighs together. Good. Start to feel the sit bones. Over time, if not now, you'll start to feel below the navel. This is the deeper feeling inside. It's a good thing. Then exhale, squeeze those inner thighs together. Flex the lower spine. Yeah, tiger body, you're in. Adjust your feet to be able to drop the pelvis. Inhale, push up a little if you can. Relax the toe if you want. Extra push, whatever you like. Inhale. The next one's a little hard, so I'm going to kneel down for a moment. Drop the head. Squeeze the front ribs. Flex the upper spine. This is the first kneeling version. It's hard to do it standing, very hard. We flex the toe. Inhale, high dog. Heels up. Look how long the ankles. Heels way up. Sit bones way up. Wiggle your feet. Walk. Get longer if you need it. Right. Get in it. When you're ready, heels down. Get that long back chain. Feel the calves connecting behind the knees into the hamstrings. So nice. Right, kneel down and rest. Cross the toe and seiza pose, kneeling meditation. And pause for 3 breaths. Download that information and we'll repeat it. 1, 2, 3. It's like an interlude here. I'm watching some of us. We're an intimate group, so I can see everybody at once, I think. So let's just take an Ardha Matsyendrasana. If we have some lower back pain or wrist pain, let's just rest and draw the bow, release the back. We didn't do a warm-up flow. This is an intense training. Let's find a way to make it feel best so we can stay present and joyous and not be distracted by pain. We want to go a little deeper, of course, we go a little deeper. As you feel. 3, 2, 1. If you need more dynamic heat here, you can kneel up and carry on. With your outer ankle connected to your outer thigh. You just kneeled up from the seat, right? 3, 2, 1. If you're looking for a little more, you hold the floor and try to stand into the pose, right? Like this. If you're looking for a little more heat, a little more release, you go super long, and maybe you reach for the sky and take your twist. Get a little more heat. For 3, if you want to circle your arm or just reach up. 2, 1. If you want to kneel down, relax your toe, you can draw the bow, face your shin. Right, and pull the locking arm against the thigh. Reach back, not up. Press the sacrum, reach for the floor, twist a little more. Extreme option is to catch the foot, but don't care. 3, wherever you are in the pose. 2, 1. Now we're getting good. You get out, breathe the kidneys. Hands inside the foot, front foot, and rest. 3, 2, 1. And in this relaxed, kneeling, grounded lunge, we just draw the bow right there. A little more. Long thigh, long core. Right? 3, 2, 1. I'm just relaxing. I've taken a twist from, yeah, okay. And then perhaps press the sacrum or catch the foot. One more, if you like, as you feel. 3, 2, little wind down there. 1, gorgeous. Let it go. I'm going to shorten my stance. So I feel really good with my hip over my knee, my toes relaxed, my shin based. As I kick back, I'm going to drop onto that forearm, like we do sometimes. Shoulder over the elbow, hip over the knee, and a baby Scorpio press. So nice. And for me, I'm going to hug the forearm, elbow in between my shoulder and my wrist, so I can drop my shoulder blade and spread my thumbs up. When I stand down, I get that nice alignment in my long forearm shoulder release. Yes. 3, 2, 1. And I just stand down to dog. As I kick back, I push up. I'm in my down dog. I'm chilling out. 3, 2, so nice. Downward dog, yeah. Let me drop down. Little interlude there. Little push up, maybe. Little pull back. A little pull through to sit for the second Ardha Matsindra, half fish lord. Pull through, or lordess. Get through. Just going to go to the other side. Beg your pardon. Just going to go to the other side. Hook my shin. Draw my bow. The twist is the release that allows us to move on to the wave again. I didn't do on the first side, but yeah, you can pull your chest up, the trophy mudra, 45s, and kick your seat down. Get long spine, strong ground. So nice. And the bow is more fine feeling for you. Because a longer tail, yeah. Then if you want to go deeper, of course, you base the floor, go for the star. Inhale, exhale, hooked up. Upper arm to outer thigh. We'll go down into the basement, go into the base work. The deep sacrum. Right? So many ways to go. It's a little advanced. If you need to hold the ground, it's fine. If you're looking for more heat, you can kneel up. The ankle's already against the thigh. Nothing changes in the pose. You just push up onto your shin. That's it. You draw. All we did is kneeled up. Same pose. Yeah. 2, 1, and I did not do on the first side, but for you arm balancers, you just put the hands down and sit on the elbow. Do whatever you know, all that stuff as you start to warm up. But keeping with the flow and preparing to go back to the wave, I'll keep the same sequence. And if you'd like the arm balance, you go ahead. But eventually, I'll keep the arm lock and just go into the lunge. Yeah, that's all. 3, 2, 1. That's nice. Looking for a little release today. Some people would do any amount of things. It might hold the ground. It might hold the prayer. It might draw the bow. You might press the sacrum and hold the floor, whatever you want. Some people go for the full pose by standing and circling the arm or just reaching up. You get a little more heat in the shoulder blade by circling backwards into alignment. Forward is a little pinchy. I don't do that. Backwards was drop the shoulder blade. Very nice. It was the ribs. supporting the spine. 2, 1, beauty. We get out whenever we hit the floor. Rest for a moment. My back toes are flexed. And you might be able to tell I'm kicking back a little. Long leg, release back. Then you draw the bow back. Right from the ground, nothing. Just chill out. You could even go down into the thigh. Little. Some people internalize the shoulder. Press the sacrum. Twist right into that neutral pelvis. And some even go deep to the thigh, connected to the core eventually. First, the thigh feeling is going to dominate. And that's enough. Fine. 2, 1. Let it go. I'm going to roll over my back toe like I was setting up a wave. Hip over the knee. I'm going to drop my elbow on the same side, shoulder over the elbow, hip over the knee, or whatever you want. Longer is fine. Start to press back. A little bit of core. Right. Good job. Always hug the elbow in before standing down. Thumbs up. Spread the finger open, stabilize the joints. The yang bone body, and you might stand down. For 3, 2, 1. Whenever you feel like it, you readjust your position into downward dog by straightening the leg, turning the pelvis, kicking back, pushing up, standing down for 3, 2, 1. And we go back into our wave format, which is squeeze the inner thigh. Let the sit bones conjoin to the tailbone, which will flex around the back. That's the wave. Just squeeze the inner thigh, the sit bone and tailbone, trinity join up, flex the lower spine. And repeat, strong front, happy back. Activate the bandha, release the tension, and stabilize the back. Good. Inhale, long tail. Exhale, strong core. Then kneel down and rest. Cross your toes. Take Seisan pose and download that. We go back to the second and third set, the first part of the standing version. Just breathe and relax and empty out. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Second set of the first standing part from downward dog. If you feel to continue, where we left, feel a little better now, hopefully. Just check in with the effect of that twist flow by walking the dog, feeling good, maybe taking an additional Scorpio, just feel good. Plank to dog, Scorpio on the other side, feel good. Extend the leg back, chest forward, stand down dog. Wonderful. If you just want to watch, that's fine. If you want to watch and do, that's fine. Second set of the first part, heels up, knees bent together, pulse to feel the muscles between the sit bones or possibly beyond, below the navel, deep of the navel, bandha. Then we squeeze the inner thigh, flex the lower spine, and continue on our journey as we drop the pelvis. Inhale, press up as we like. As before, as the first set, we kneel down one more time, Drop the head, squeeze the front ribs, flex the upper spine, flex the toes. Inhale, high dog, sit bones way high, heels way up. Wait for it, get that long, deep hip. Relax the tendons behind the knees, and eventually from your high heel dog, night on the town dog, you drop the heels way down. Feel the release from the heel to the seat. Good job. And rest. The third set of the first standing wave version that we're doing right now. This time, hopefully we're warmed up enough and good enough that when we wave back, we'll try the standing version. Okay, you want to try? If your wrists are talking to you, we're not doing an arm balance, so it's fairly safe to turn your thumbs forward, which would give you massive inner wrist base, massive hug, lots of power, but hard to do an arm balance. We're not doing an arm balance, so the thumbs forward would thus therefore be okay. Want to try it? So we go from downward dog, index or thumbs forward, whatever you like, and stand down, right? Then you lift the heels up, bend the knees together, pulse, 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 pulse. Take a breath in. On the next exhale, please squeeze your inner thighs together. Flex your lower spine. Very inner palm based. Pelvis drops. Inhale, do what you like, pushing up. Now going back, if you need to kneel down, that's fine. I'm going to demonstrate the standing version of the first part. From the long, nice up dog, long shoulder over the wrist, drop the head, chin to the chest, squeeze the front ribs. If you can't keep the legs up, otherwise kneel down, no problem. Flex the upper spine. Your toes might slide forward a bit because it naturally wants to pull you into a slide. That's handstand prep. But then we roll over the toe with the heels high. Inhale, feel the back lungs. Let the tail, seat bones go way back. And exhale, let the heels go down. What a juicy down dog that is. If your wrists feel weird, just turn your index forward. You're done. You did a good job. You want to try it? By the time you get to down dog, you breathe 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. Then we kneel down, rest, and pause. Download that as we prepare for the next variation, which is quite a progression. Some of us have done it before, but if you've not trained this with me, then you might not have ever learned this anywhere before on earth since I made it up. Talking about reverse resist wave, reverse technology wave motion, which is if movement is organic, if flow is precision, then how would we biologically go from kneeling to standing wave, right? Some of you know this content already, but it's layered. So let's try it, shall we? We're kneeling down and we're just resting in what you would call a child's pose. Then you get up, just flex your toes. You stand down to dog. And as we mentioned, pushing back, try not to move forward as we kneel down to find downward baby dog, puppy dog. Then when we squeeze the inner thigh and flex the lower spine and don't push back, we'll just drop, and that's fine. We did that already. And then we lifted the heels, brought the knees bent together, pulsed inner core, squeeze the inner thigh, flex the lower spine, no push, not much, no resistance, and we just drop the pelvis and carry on. We did that too. The next one is if you are hugging in From the down dog, kneel down, hugging in, drop the shoulders, start to, start to squeeze the inner thigh, flex the spine, but push back to resist the forward motion. So as you squeeze your inner thigh, that's your engine that's propelling you forward, and the brakes are pushing you back. It's more like a jack, like hydraulics. And so you're rolling forward, you're pushing back, and it'll pop you up. Then you'd be up. That's how you would organically get up from kneeling. It's fun, and it takes you into a lot of different directions of kinetics or the energy of motion, how things move. So if you want to try that with me, that's fine. So we're in downward dog. We're kneeling down. We take downward dog. We kneel down, kneeling dog. Hug, drop, squeeze inner thigh, tail drops to the sit bones conjoin. We start to flex forward, but we push back with the hands. We're rolling forward, we're pushing back, rolling, squeezing forward, pushing back, and it'll pop, straighten your legs. That should be the organic lift. And that's something. That would be the next little evolution. You drop the pelvis, inhale, lift the chest, right? And rest back for a moment. Just in case you haven't mastered that yet, or if it's new, we're going to do it 2 more times before we try. It's natural counter reverse wave resistance flow. Same stuff, but different parts to create the reverse effect. So 1 more time, if you're up for it, the same one. From downward dog, we kneel down, set up the hug, we drop the shoulders, same thing, we're doing the same thing. Here we go. Squeeze the inner thigh, rolling forward, pushing back, rolling forward, inner thigh, propelling pelvis forward, hands pushing back, spine, and keep resisting both directions. It would basically just pop you up over time to kind of a high plank dog, a tiger pose. Flexed spine, planking forward, very flexed, very wave, and the pelvis drops. You might want to bend your elbows slightly as you relax your toes and press up. Then if you can, you drop the chin to the chest. Well, let's kneel down for a moment and check the lower back, and we're about to move into reverse wave motion from kneeling with resistance to standing high dog or heels up dog. So how's your lower back? Are you okay? Well, just in case, let's sit on the heels for a moment. Take the hands super wide to the side and just press the sit bone to the floor and pulse. Make sure you're good. Just push your pelvis sideways to the floor and pulse it out. Hands, turned out to the side. Nice. Make sure you're good. Try the other side. Hand pushes out to the side. Check the other side. Make sure you're good. Side to side. Release any residual tension as much as possible. Okay. Now, kneeling reverse wave resistance motion to organically rise to stand. So we're in upward dog, for example, right? Thumbs forward, index forward. We're going to remain kneeling, flex the toe. Going to drop the head, long shoulders, right? Going to drop the head, squeeze the front ribs, same stuff as before, the first part. Flex the upper spine. We're rolling back, but instead of pushing with the hands, now we are kicking with the feet. So as we flex back, we kick forward. We resist the backwards motion by kicking forward. And as you can imagine, we flex back, kick. It's much nicer on a mat but to get the resistance, but I could turn my mat around. But flex back, kick forward, flex back, kick forward, flex back, kick forward. That'll pop you up to the same high dog. but moving backwards, and then relax down. So many benefits. Resistance is strength, right? Is depth, is pinpointing alignment and becoming aware of the tight spots so we can let it go through the breath. You want to try that? I can get a better real-time resistance from the full mat. Yeah. So let's try. Move to up dog or a variation of it, whatever. Or up a little bit, right? Much as you can, or just chill. Then from a simulated or full up dog, we kneel down. We long shoulder, flex the toe. We're going to stand, right? Drop the chin to the chest. Squeeze the front ribs, flex the upper spine. You're in neutral now. But as you start to move backwards, kick forwards. You're moving back, you're pushing back, you're flexing back, you're kicking forwards. That should pop you up over time into a high dog. That's a fun game to play that takes you into strength, alignment, and length, the golden ratio of body balance. And then the heels come down, we feel pretty good. Nice. Shall we try that one more time before we move on to the next evolution of wave from my style of practicing? One more time. Any questions? We're good? Need a break? All good. So we're in an upward dog. Thank you. We're in an upward dog type of position, or soft, whatever. Then we get long shoulder. That's a little requisite there. Should do. Chin to the chest. Flex the toe. Prepare for resistance from the kick. Squeeze the front ribs. Flex the upper spine. Start to roll back, push back, kick forward, push back, kick forward, push back, kick forward, and pop up through your strength and through the alignment. That's why you can feel the resistance in the shoulder joint. You're moving in alignment. Inhale, exhale, take your long down dog, heels down, getting longer. Nice. Okay. Kneel down and rest. And download that for whatever it's worth before we move on to the next level. For 3, 2, 1. Thank you. All right, so the next, if you're ready to go forward, the next part, one of the last parts really, for this type of wave, before we show us deeper applications, which I'd like to show today, which is how wave sets up the inclination, this feeling, the desire to slide, and the slide that takes you into arm balance or handstand. That would be the direction of what wave would produce through the evolution of self-practice. So that we can explore that, because that's what we signed up for. We have time. If you're up for it, it's okay, whatever. So this last part for me of the basic evolution of wave motion before it evolves into sliding would be this, which is, if movement is organic, if flow is precise, then that would suggest the next part that some people just avoid altogether, or even say is contraindicative or not healthy. Why? We disagree with any of that, which is the point of rolling over the toes, which would lead us to the reality, if it feels real, that rolling over the toes between upwards and downward dog would provide us with the experience of realizing that movement is precise, that it is organic, and that it is prepare. Every movement prepares us for the next movement. It's a linking vinyasic mechanism of natural flow. And what I mean by that is I'll just demonstrate first what I arrived at from my own exploration of vinyasa, which gave me the freedom as a modern dancer from my classical, yogic, or metaphorically ballet or whatever structural training, and experimenting with discovering the self-discovery of what the body is capable of creating through movement. So and now I will give the demonstration first to be like, if I'm in downward dog, first of all, I have to understand what is my optimal alignment downward dog, which is what we do all the time, nothing fancy, always I do the same basics. So the 1, 2, 3 of shoulder, counter spiral structure between the inner wrist and the outer shoulder is always hug. 1, 2, drop the shoulder blades. 3, flex the spine, extend the shoulder joints. Tiger body, strong front, open back, long shoulders, stable base, all good. What that also provides is our true length of shoulder joint, which would change how long our downward dog would be. And I know this is a little bit obvious, but this is what I teach. So I will just show you what I mean. Most people, and I have to say, I think this is true, most people just take down dog, which is fine, it's all good. However, the heels hit the floor, we feel grounded, I do it, short dog, but it short changes our experience or our access to proper elongation of spiral or proper length of joint and spine is ultimately. Or shorten the pose, shorten the spine, shorten your life. I don't shorten the breath. I don't think any of that is really ultimately good. Sometimes, but not on the regular, okay? So if I spread out my fingers, hug my elbows in, lift my hands up, rest on my palms, and spread the fingers and hug the elbows and let the hands turn, index probably goes somewhat forward. Then we drop the shoulder blade. Then we keep hugging, keep dropping, keep squeezing, keep flexing, get that nice long shoulder, wrapped shoulder blade around the ribs. Super good, very strong, very long, very stable. And then we lift the heels up, which will relax the back chain of the calves and the back thigh. And I just wait for a few breaths, and lengthen my ankles and get really good. And then when I feel yummy, I'm just gonna let myself juicily down till my heels barely touch the floor, which if we test our own body shape, the fist would go between the toe, but that's a different type of thing. But so I'm in my nice long dog. Let's just say we're in our longest dog. I'm gonna get that long core, long leg, long lumbar. I'm feeling good. I have space to roll, and now I can wave right. Now the point here is about rolling over the toes. And I don't know anymore, but I hope that people teach this. But just in case they don't, I'll show you how I do it anyway. When the heels come up, and we bend the knees together. Now I'm in a very long pose. It's a little different than before. I can barely touch the floor with my heels. So I know I'm on the edge. I'm dancing on the edge of my humanity. I know I'm at my limit. It's not totally grounded or comfortable. It's just a thing. You can try. And when the heels come up, I bend my knees together. I'm squeezing my thighs. I get a little navel. I get a little flex right away. And then I continue the inner thigh journey through the inner pelvic floor, abdominal core, obliques, the core rib, moving up into the ribs. I'm flexing good. If my downward dog is in correct optimal alignment, it should, by rolling over the toes, which means not stepping, sliding, or shuffling, should take me into the optimal upward dog. That's my point. So now I don't collapse to the outer foot. I'm in it. I'm hugging in. I roll right like a ballerina, right over my big toe. No step, not a nanometer, nothing. Now I roll onto the front of my feet. I'm rolling through. I'm coming up. I'm not warmed up, it won't work, but I'm, a little warmed up. So I should get into my full upward dog. Does it work in both directions? If it's a natural mathematical equation, if it's a constant number, it should work in any direction. So when I get long, my shoulders, excuse me, and I drop my head to my chest, excuse me, I've kept the shoulder alignment. So I didn't change anything. So now I squeeze the front ribs, knees are way up, ankles are way relaxed, heels are pointing up, very soft sacrum. Squeeze the front ribs, flex the upper spine, no slide, no shuffle, no step, no nothing. I get all the way up into my ballet high point dog. I roll over the toes, no slide, zero slide, back to the base of the large toe, super high dog, all good. And then I'm back to exactly to where I wanted to be, heels barely touching the floor. And I don't think I hope somebody teaches that, but I doubt it. Not very often. So this is what excited me about Vinyasa when I started to branch out of Ashtanga and Iyengar, Shivananda and all that other stuff, and started to discover how things flow organically when we are precise with our technique. So if that's fun, I haven't taught that in a long time. I almost forgot how to do it, how to teach it. I just do it. You know how you practice, you do it. You don't really, not sure how to teach it until you have to teach it. But you know you practice, right? What feels right, right? Thank you for letting me share that again. That was good for me. I hadn't done that in a while. So, especially in these times. Would you like to try that? Is that a big yes? Woohoo! Let's do it. So it's always the same stuff, nothing new, nothing fancy. We first hug the arms in, get a little core warrior, little peacock, little original ancient arm balance. To close the front, open the back possibly. Then when the wrists go in, the shoulders stay out, right? Because the shoulders rotate out when you hug in. Palms down, right? Shoulders, blades drop back. Hands go as wide as you like. Then we, what am I missing? We flex up, spread the fingers, we're good, right? And then we take downward dog. We lift the heels up, wiggle the toes back, stay heels up. There's a process there. Some Golgi tendon, some deep release by softening, not lowering the heels, just waiting, deep hips, long shoulders, soft legs. And then wiggle the feet back a little, then the heels slowly go down. You find your depth pose. Yeah, your super long, slightly feeling not grounded pose. This is a longest downward dog of your life pose. Downward dog. Then when you're in the long heels barely touching the floor dog, you lift the heels up. Make sure you're in a really long pose or it won't feel like it works. You got to really push to the limit to find this. Then bend the knees together, pulse, 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 pulse. Squeeze inner thigh, hip drops the tail, sit bones together. Clearly, navel pulls in to the spine. We're rolling forward. You get as far as you can. You roll over the toes with no slide. You get on the fronts of the insteps, the ankles, pelvis is coming down, tough stuff. And you push up. I'm not going to slide forward. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to test this technique and see if it works. Of course, I could slide a little forward because I'm not totally warmed up. Could I do this? Could I do this? Could I go, ooh, a little bit? Yeah. If I was more warm, I might have gotten there. If I had a longer dog, I might have gotten there. But you get what you get. So the long down dog, The length of the downward dog will establish the length of the upward dog. So, hey, so from here, drop the head, squeeze the front ribs, flex the upper spine, get to your high point dog, very tough. Roll onto the base of the large toes, heels up and heels down. Again, you can roll over the toe to set up your good upward dog. You can roll over the toe to set up your good downward dog, displaying that one precedes the other. So the right length of downward dog should make the right length of upward dog. And if that's not interesting, well, then it's not. But if it is, it is. So that's a thing. Movement alignment, vinyasa, true vinyasa. That was very exciting for me when I discovered that. But, you know, that was a long time ago. Maybe that's not such a thing anymore. But there it is. It's not easy. It's a lot of internal training, not fancy. Then we spread the fingers and bring the backs of the wrists to the fronts of the thighs and get a good push. Release the tension there. And I don't know about your lower back, but my lower back would love to stretch out. So I'm going to stretch it out. Yeah. Then I'm going to come into a wide squat. So wide, so comfortable, so knees over the ankles. Feeling really good. And then shifting side to side from heel to heel. Light prayer down to heart up, which will also internalize the shoulder joints with spread fingers to check their alignment in the socket while making the lower lumbar spine longer and pushing the thigh away, grounding the earth, checking the neck, learning how to check the neck, just, relax the ear towards the lower shoulder. Try to drop the upper shoulder blade as you push away. Find that release in your lower neck and upper spine. And how it relates to your lower back. Come back to prayer and set up the other side. Ground, lean away, push out. Possibly ear towards lower shoulder, chin towards chest, or whatever works. Try not to shrug the lower shoulder. Try to push both shoulders down, blades down. Yeah. Make space for your neck. Come back to prayer one more time and lean the first way. Draw the bow option. Thumbs up. Shoulders out, clasp, chest, more internal shoulder with traction or supported length. Nice joint therapy there as we do. Let's try the other side. Lots of clicks and clacks in the old body tonight. Namaste. How are you feeling? You ready to carry on? We're good. Okay. We have time. So, the next part of the wave is how it takes you into a slide, which is the optimal way to learn how to fly. More airtime. More arm balance. So, for example, if you're in a downward dog, and you lift the heel, you squeeze the inner ankles in, right? So you don't collapse. The soschio, the base of small toe. You ground into the moschio, the base of large toe. Yeah, you're always hugging in a little. Good. Stay on the inner hug line, right? Then when you roll, flex forward. Okay, let me break it down a little bit more. Let's kneel down, please. Let's get a little bit interactive here. Let's just keep going together. If you're welcome to observe, but if you know, this is the interactive part potentially. I'm gonna thumbs forward here. This is a soft arm balance. I'm not actually getting my feet off the ground, so therefore I would feel okay to turn my thumbs forward to really protect my inner wrist, activate my inner arm, and get into my upper core right around here. So that's I'm gonna do that. Thumbs forward, hugging, dropping, flexing, like the 1, 2, 3. You must know by now, right? This is all preliminary work for teachers training, really. So you know it, so it's easy to learn how to teach it. That's what practice is about, right? So then we lift the knees, well, we flex up. Then the only other place to go if we're moving forward is up. So we lift the knees up, right? And we start to lean the weight forward, slide, pulling, very strong, inner arm, pulling forward. That's a lot of work and rest. Take it back and do it again. Kneel down, hug, drop, flex. Release the toe, shift forward, lift the knees up, right? Start to slide forward, slide forward, slide forward. Rest. Try again. One more time today. Just once again, kneel down, relax the toe, set up little hugging of arm and leg. Get your tiger body. Get your alignment in your shoulder, your strength in your rib, your gut, your pelvis, your core. Start to lift your knees and slide forward, and rest. Good stuff. Let's take a little break here and check the shoulders. Go wide in the knee. Make a triangulation between your knees and your shoulders and center your shoulder. Reach for the sky. And do the variations that you like. Some people grab the opposite inner thigh from the back and pull the shoulder blade back, more internal shoulder joint, more internal shoulder blade massage, and down the spine. Right? And slowly push up. When you're ready, take your opposite shoulder to the center. Center down forward of, but between the knees like a triangle. Equilateral, equal distance from all points. Right? Just enjoy that. You can hold the sacrum, or you can reach up. Reach behind and grab the opposite inner thigh, option shoulder blade back. Okay, and slowly push up and kneel down. All right. I don't want to be too repetitive or too slow. I don't know who's still in the game. I have 2 screensavers. I'll just keep going. I know where some of us are still here. So, okay. It's tough to wave forward and pull the slide. It's a lot of core. It's actually easier not to kneel down. I'm building up to a a discovery I made that about reverse wave motion for sliding forward. It seems counterintuitive, but it's a thing. But first we finish this part, which is we're in downward dog. We lift the heels up. We flex the spine. We roll over the toes. We're committed. We're in the forward plank. We just slide up very high, pelvis up. Easier on the wrist, easier on the back, less strength training, but it's more smooth. Try it again. For downward dog, take a super long dog. It may be worth mentioning to kneel down, hug in, spread your fingers, drop your shoulders, squeeze inside, flex up, long shoulder, wide shoulder blades to the ribs, long side body, strong front core, hips up, heels up, super tall. We're going for the long dog. Go for the super long dog, heels down, heels barely touch the floor. Everything we've done today. And we lift the heels up, we bend the knees together, we squeeze and micro pulse, feeling between the sit bones or beyond to the navel region. Then we continue squeezing and flexing. We roll over the toes, we're on the fronts and the insteps, with shoulders over the wrists. We are committed. This is a slide. But we slide high. We slide up. We go high, and it's easier actually than just relax your feet. Then take it back. It's actually easier than sliding to kneeling. Sliding to kneeling is more core force, more wrist resistance, tough stuff. That's jumping to sit ultimately. Sliding high hips, high slide is jumping to stand. It's just a different animal, right? Stuff you already know. Okay, it's a different game. So we do one more time, if you like. We're in downward dog. And just set up all these smart little habits. So good. So all the little, some people call my yoga too fancy. They don't care. They just want to get their sweat on. You know, like, bless you if that's the case. That's all good. But just in the preservation of keeping the ancient technology of correct movement, here it is. So here we go. Heels up. I'm going to fast forward. Bend the knees together. Flex in. Roll over the toes. You're committed to the forward press. You can slide to kneeling, which we already did. That was hard. Or just lift the hips up and come high plank slide. That's an arm balance already. You're already in the handstand. This is the beauty on the toes. This is the high point plank. Pike plank. This is a very wonderful thing. And then just stand down and rest. Relax your feet and rest. Good job. That's fairly interesting. If we were to take this into a part 2 training, we can dance with some of it today if you're up for it. I don't know if we're all up for it, but this is completely setting us up for how to get into handstand. It's awesome. So wave motion is the evolution into slide, into jump, into arm balance. I mean, this is true essence of vinyasa in a way. From the wave that came from the cobra, the dog flow. So we did all that, that's fun. The next step forward from here would be to take the leap into arm balancing. And we can dance with that. But before we do that, let me show you the last part of the wave motion that I found most interesting when I discovered it. It was an epiphany. I was surprised. I said, oh, that's interesting. And it always stuck with me once I became aware of it, which is, as I mentioned before, reverse wave motion, or going from up dog to down dog through a wave, seems counterintuitive or unnatural to slide forward when you're rolling back, but there's the internal resistance to the wave that makes the ebb and the tide and the algorithm of nature. So what I discovered was when you're an upward dog and you start to go way back into downward dog, it actually wants to pull you forward. So that's just I don't know why it goes that way, but it sure does feel right when you do it, when you feel it. So if you want to try that, that's kind of fun too. You're going from up dog to slide forward. I know that's not how sequences usually are taught, but that is a thing. Can be interesting. So to protect our wrists, we might want to turn the thumbs forwards, this very forward slide from up dog. So if you're an up dog, and I understand if the back's not having it today, this is tough. This is a tough thing. So you just do what you can, or just download. So from up dog, when you drop your head, you squeeze the front ribs, flex the upper spine. Instead of trying to roll back, you let that slide forward. So as you roll back, you just stay forward, and it should pull you right up to the same type of motion, but almost more intuitive once you feel it, more organic, or perhaps easier than sliding forward from down dog, which is pretty challenging actually. So if it bunches up your mat like it is mine, you could also carefully with socks or something slide on the floor. I have a tatami mat. So if you're in upward dog, if you want to try it again, it's about time for our 30-second water break. But when you're an up dog, you got a good sliding surface like this, or with socks. When you drop long shoulder, right? When you drop the head, you immediately, almost immediately, the most easy optimum effect is to almost start sliding as soon as once the head is dropped, as soon as you start squeezing the front ribs, you let the feet slide. It just pulls you right up. So that's a thing. If you haven't tried that before, it's pretty organic. So we'll take our 30-second water break. See you in a few moments. Namaste. Hey. Let you in, can't let you guys in, you're gonna jump on my computer, turn me off. Cats. Can't, dude, sorry. Okay. Now, welcome back. With your permission, I'm going to suggest that based on the condition of the group and with respect to the theme today, I would save slide formation into part 2, which we could do in a regular 90-minute class perhaps next week, if you're up for it. I know a few of us are moving into the foundation training, but I have to meditate on, if I can continue the Zoom classes for the next 2 weeks. I'm not entirely sure about that based on my schedule. But in any case, in the anywhere near future, I will offer part 2 of wave motion flow as a slide formation flow, which would take us directly into arm balancing, which would probably involve some wall work and some block props. And if you could do a cartwheel, if you could slide, you're on your way to going into gorgeous variations of handstands, which would be a whole nother, really a kind of a different class. So I'm going to not go into arm balancing for those reasons now. So that's all right. But just know that this is where that's going. That the next thing from here would be sliding into arm balances totally, which is a lot of fun. Wave motion. I was just thinking about what I wanted to share with you. We have more time, and we had a late start, so I owe you a little time. I'll try to make it up to you in the near future somehow. It's almost cool down time. Let me give us something to do while I try to remember. That's always hard, but I was just thinking of something relating to wave motion. Let me allow that to come back to me. In the meanwhile, let's take a break to check in with the body by bringing the feet together and shifting side to side, allowing the sit bones to draw back. And alternating the shoulder blades forward and back. Wave motion. It will come to me. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to do the base. Let's move to the front of the mat. Turn the hands back. Bring the feet together and the seat to the feet. And roll over lift the heels and sit on them. Lift the pelvis and bring the sacrum farther forward to the limit of the thigh and sit down. Working the knees towards the floor. Finger stance welcome. Take a moment to bring your shoulder blades together. Go a little deeper and try to squeeze your thighs together towards the floor. Sit back. Bring your hands forward. Try to pull your pelvis back. Maybe flex your feet. Right? Pulling back and up. Readjust your position. Turn your hands backwards. Press forward again. Squeeze the thighs together. Take a deep breath. Exhale, navel to spine. Feel a little stronger and longer in your tail. From the navel. Again, navel to spine, a little slack back. Support the long lumbar. Once again, neutral back. Activate navel to spine. As you lengthen. Release down, turn your hands forward. Check in with your elbows. Maybe turn your thumbs forward, really. And try to pull back. One more. Feel what your body needs to do. And that's a little Uddiyana Kumbhaka, a little core, abdominal core exhale, retention, elongation, lift. When we exhale, navel to spine, don't inhale and feel the stretch. Feel the core stretch. It's so nice. Relax to neutral. Inhale. It's a way to teach Uddiyana Kumbhaka stretch or feeling. Navel to spine. Hold the breath out. Long core means long spine support as well. Slowly sit down. Hands forward. Last one. Thumbs forward. To the elbows. Pull the hips back. Through the arms. Wider hands maybe. Push up. All right. Now it's time to do Astabhadappada. And lace the foot and kick. Pull back, activate inner straight thigh. Pull back, drop, ankle over knee. It's okay to stand down or knee to chest as you need. A little swing flow option. You can try this sitting down, but you can also reach across, opposite hand to foot, palm down, fist under the hip, under the pelvis, stabilize your pelvis, and potentially straighten your leg a little, holding on. I like to lift my head to deepen my clasping head, arm, shoulder. Then release, lace the foot again. Gently rock, prepare to rock up. Perhaps cradle the ankle, check in with the knee, the outer leg. Let the outer blade of the edge of the foot rest on the front thigh bone, toe distending past the knee. Flexing the ankle so we can press into the deep seat. Of course, flexing the ankle is key to protect the knee. Then you grab your shin, reach through the leg, cross leg, lace your shin or your thigh. Take it back, flex the ankles again, pull it in. Shin or back thigh. Right, advanced option is to take your arms out and your leg over your head, resting on your lower shoulder blades, trying to catch your foot, your extended leg foot, then bend your knee. You're going to feel it. Flex your cross leg ankle again. Breathe through that. Second advanced option is to cross the legs, wrap the thigh and hold the feet, or clasp the hands by bringing the elbow around the crossed outer foot. Close to the ankle, flex the ankles. Clasp the fingers perhaps around both outer thighs. Deep hip, deep seat. Release all that. Check in with your core. Which will ultimately relieve your back, even if it's a little paining. Be gentle. Rotation okay. Try to core up to really stabilize the lower back. Wonderful. Let's stretch the core. Baby bridge up. Good job, navel to spine. Use the breath. Reverse interlace. Shoulder blades together. Pelvis higher. Kick through the heels. Subtle advanced detail. Heels pull towards the shoulders. Activate strong leg, outer leg, but careful on the outer knee. Squeeze inner thighs to protect outer knee. Good job. Release hands, sit down. Your knees fall side to side, perhaps. Some people like to cross the ankle, outer ankle to the outer thigh above the knee and just pull the leg down. Compress the hip, expand the sacrum on that side. Release the hip, try the other side. Nicely done. Allow the breath to take you where you want to go. Coming back in, we try the second side. So we're going to rock to sit. Pardon me. Rock to sit. And repeat. The second side. Catch the foot and kick. In the knee, pull back. Activate thigh. Recline to your natural level that allows ankle over knee and knee towards floor. You may also, again, like to reach across from the opposite hand to active foot. Shoulder slightly behind the calf. Palm side down, fist palm side down under the pelvis. Level the pelvis and kick a little to the leg. Release the hands. Catch the foot again. A little swing flow. Eventually rising up to sit. And catch the inner elbow to the outer ankle. Check the knee and the outer leg. Outer edge of the foot. Front thigh bone, toes past the knee rather. Catch the shin from the outside. Reach through, interlace, pull, flex the ankle, pull in. that deep seat. Recline a little bit. You can also catch back thigh if you like. If you want to wait here, this is a good stretch for you. Enjoy. If you want to try a slightly advanced option, plow up over the head, try to catch the foot. Flex the ankle, squeeze the straight leg thigh, protect the knee. And bend in. 90 degree. And feel the deepest seat. Then you can, pardon me, but you can either just hold your foot, flex your ankles, or you can try to get your inner elbow around your outer foot, flexing the ankles, and then clasp, coming around the opposite outer thigh, clasping your fingers, head back, ankles flexed. Breathe deep. Release. Activate a little core. And maybe twist a little more. Try to find your side rib muscle pulling you up from the same side. While we're at it, please rest, continue that, or try cross strike by making some scissors. A little stronger on the core, a little longer on the lumbar. See how I'm basing the ground with my upper arm, wrist over the elbow. And then I might twist a little bit. And stretch my lower back a little, legs a little over the head maybe. Pretty certain it might be contraindicative to lace your head or pull your head up when you plow, but I like it. It feels right. Just deepens my lumbar stretch. And then ultimately cross strike, which is reaching forward across, inhaling, shifting, resting, exhaling, activate all the core, top to bottom, inside out. I call this ultimate core because it kind of works the whole internal X system of opposite powers. Right. Burn unwanted fat. Release unneeded water. Lean out a little bit, maintaining the juicy fluidity of the body, healthy fat, best thing ever. And stretch the core. Keep the pelvis up when you get here. Feel the Uddiyana Kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is breath retention, but feel the Uddiyana Bandha as you breathe, perhaps. Feel that long core. Feel that psoas. Let it lift you. Let it go. Take it down. Bring your knees towards your shoulders, super wide legs, not wider than the shoulders, please, not totally out. Let's keep a little inner thigh, a lot of released hip and long tail. Double arm lock, knees to the floor, sacrum towards the ground. Kick out option, but don't care. What I'm doing now is I'm leaving my feet, I'm grabbing my front ankles. So I have this resistance. I bring my feet together and kick forward, keeping the feet together. It kind of lengthens my lumbar so nice. I'm kicking away, I'm holding on. The passive version is to let your head go down, keep holding on, keep kicking away with your feet together. Extra breath. And then, although I know we're at time, even though I owe you time from the technical challenge, but I'm only going to suggest we do the fighter move just to set up the Thai twist. And it is quite a nice thing for the nice warm core for Shavasana and support of that back tension releasing. So we just bring the hands down on a diagonal down, perhaps. For today, more simple variation than I normally teach. The other option, if you're looking for more, is to grab the edge of the mat, make sure you're on the mat. This is also Shavasana assist. So if you're in Shavasana, if your sacrum is on the floor, then this technique works. Your sacrum's on the floor, whatever you're doing. You grab the edge of the mat with your elbows slightly bent. Just grab the mat, really, and push yourself back. It works the best if you straighten your legs down. You're in Shavasana. And then you push backwards. Grab the mat, push backwards, your body slides backwards, dropping the shoulder blades and sacrum, which is a traction because it's enforced or supported movement, length. So dropping the shoulder blades and the sacrum down is automatically releases the shoulders and the hips. It's beautiful. That's self-assist for Shavasana. But, however, you can furthermore take it to this fighter move, windshield wiper territory, because if you thusly did push it all back, then you could bend the knees towards the shoulders. Then once you've already set it up, push back, your arms are straight, your shoulder blades are down, you have resistance, you have a grippy mat. Then you bring the plow up. Then you keep pushing backwards to pull up from the core instead of swinging up from the back like people normally do. You actually push down to core up. It's beautiful. Then you've got this long thoracic spine, which is unusual. The rib spine, the most stable, unmoving spine, is tractioning slightly and lengthening slightly. It's wonderful. Then you've got the hold of the mat. Then you've got all this control and leverage and access to the fighter moves, which is twisting the lower spine. side to side. Okay. And then sit down for a moment, legs up. The other variation, I know it's hard to look at me and maybe you're not practicing anymore, but you're just relaxing, that's fine. But the final part today, this is all pre-training modules. As I mentioned, this is basic teacher's training module segment in a workshop format. So it's all pre-training, all applicable hours for people on the fast track. I'm flexible that way, and it does fit to the requirements of the current alliance statuses. Status quo, the requirements. So in any case, when the arms come down diagonally, I mean, from the shoulder joint, like exactly 45 degrees forward, when you spread your fingers, the thumbs should point forward. So, yep. Then you push the pelvis up a little bit. So you're balancing on your middle spine, not in plow, not up on your upper shoulder blades. Just as we have practiced together before, potentially, the balance point of the middle spine. Diagonal legs back, diagonal arms forward. It's different than plow. In any case, you're spinning on your middle thoracic spine, your middle spine, and your arms are on diagonal. This, besides the mechanics, the significance of the arm just sets up the tie twist. If some of us have done this before, but it's a lot of points, right? You're twisting, 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 and then you sit your pelvis on this exact line with the arm touching the outer pelvis. So that's a diagonal line. Then that puts your sacrum on the edge of most size, full-size mats. And in ancient times, these tatami floor sections are called a jo. So ichi-jo is one segment, and that in traditional times was just for one body. So it's kind of like a big mat. One jo is one mat. So it's actually from ancient times, just fits a standard human body of 5 to 6 feet. Then the leg drops down the edge of the mat. Then the arm comes across from the shoulder to catch you. Wait. As you roll to your side body, kicking your way through life until you surrender to the breath. Let the life take you on the journey. And then you work the pelvis, pubic bone towards the floor. You bend your back leg, and there's your Thai dancer. You catch the outer foot, the outer thigh, pull in, take a breath, and lean back. To get the other side view to see what the front side's doing when we change sides. And breathe for 3, 2, 1. Advanced option is catch the outer foot, extend the leg, pubic bone, front of the pelvis towards the floor again, and go deep for potential chiropractic joint alignment option. Manipulation, joint manipulation. Then you come back onto where you started, almost on the edge of the mat, your sacrum. You go reverse back to your diagonal plow. It's a whole nother workshop. And then or segment. And then you push down, you go back to core into your fighter move. You heat up the back, you warm up the core, release tension in the back, toxins, increase tension in the front, detoxing, digesting. And sit on the opposite diagonal line, edge of the mat, leg drops down, same edge of outer mat. Here's the front side. The arm comes out from the shoulder. You come across onto your outer thigh, side body. The other extra part is push the thigh from the same side. You create resistance so you can thrust Activate all the muscles in the front side and back to shift forward, which will get your pubic bone down better, get you into the deeper long lumbar stretch. Thumbs up, bend the back leg, catch the outer foot. Why? Because the inner foot will internalize your shoulder and it's a different animal. So I grab the outer foot, thumbs up, open the shoulder, open the chest. If you were going to kick away, that would be even more important. This is what you can do. And then you get that nice long sternocleido, pass it into the trapezius of the rhomboid. So the neck muscle will move into the back muscle. Oh, get that long shoulder. Learn to drop your shoulder. Lengthen your neck. Feel your strength of your inner arm. Stretch your arm joints, elbow, shoulder, little wrist. Or pull in and puzzle piece the inner edge of the foot to the sacrum. Catch the thigh to make sure that it is at 90, like it steps, like a staircase. And so when you lean back, oh, that's juicy. You optimize the release in the lumbar interjointal tension. Advanced option is to catch the outer edge of the foot, extend the leg, pubic bone back towards the floor, and go for a little more. You've rolled back out. You want to just fall out right there, and you can, but ultimately you would try to get back into Shavasana and back to neutral on the mat, and a last little baby micro fighter move would release more residual tension and toxins on the lower back. Feel a little more heat in the core, in the inner multifidus, inner core muscle of the spine. So when you relax down, it's that much more core temperature up to keep you warm and safe and sound. And one more Shavasana assist. Pushing back. Pulls your pants down a little bit, but that might be comfortable. Also, then palms up, feet out. You're done. Please rest. I'll say namaste. Please take your longest rest possible for the, most reward from your experience. Please rest as long and deeply as you feel. I'll say namaste. Please remain wherever you need to be until our next encounter. Be well. Thank you.